Hi, this is John from the 2018 30K Challenge. I'm going to do a very technical video on how to draw the technical lines for the morning or open gap strategy. But before we do that, a couple disclaimers. I'm not a professional financial advisor. I do not have a degree in finances. Overall, I'm not a profitable trader, but getting better. This is for educational purposes only. I'm not making investment suggestions, nor should anything you see, read, or listen to constitute or imply any investment advice. Always seek the counsel of your professional financial advisor before making any investment. By viewing this video, you agree not to hold Jonathan Lowe or any of my assets liable for losses that you encounter while trading the stock market in any form. This is just my theory based upon my own experience. Well, with that said, if you're not familiar with the morning gap or opening gap strategy, go to this video by David Moadel and watch it. It's a great video, give you the background of what I'm going to do in teaching this setup on Netflix. The technical lines that will be marked today will be the opening gap range, pre-market high and low, pre-market pivots, daily 50 simple moving average, because that's going to be within the range there, a red to green line, and daily ATR. All right, so let's get to it and check it out. So this morning I looked at Netflix and it was gapping up here. So first of all, once I see that it's gapping up, I'm going to draw the high of pre-market, the low of pre-market, and the low of pre-market here is also the red to green line, which happens quite frequently. So I'm not going to draw the low of pre-market. PM is pre-market high and low. And then the red to green line, which is the price for the stock close yesterday. And then from here, what I'm going to do is draw what I call a pre-market macro pivot, areas where I think are significant supply and demand zones. So that's one right there. And then here's one bottom right there. And so let's sort of open this up, make sure I got these things right where they need to be. And I guess we could put that, yeah, that's at that 363 mark, that's good. Okay, here's red to green. So from here, what I'm going to do is go to the daily chart. Okay, normally this is on a 5-minute chart. This part here, but it was easier to read on a 10-minute chart. So anyway, let's go to so we already know this is what happened today, so let's not view that. So we're going to just view this, what we see here. And what I see here is I see a 50 simple moving average right here. Okay. There's the 100 SMA here. These are Bollinger Bands. And then this is a nice gap up. I wouldn't say gap up, but it's a nice move up right off of the 20 EMA here going long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, the other two lines I'm going to draw is one, the open gap line. So I have it marked as open gap strategy. And the way I do this is I mark the low of the day before, the high of that day, and then down to the red to green line. And those are the levels I draw. One click here, one click here, one click here. And this would be, I guess a Fibonacci extension. I don't know if you can see it right there. It says Fibonacci extension. And if you want to do it, you can take a look at, let's see, and how I set it up is that I just marked off one line at 40%. Okay. And then something I thought that was interesting that actually worked out today, since the average true range of a stock is something good to know. So right here, 1351 is sort of the average true range. You can also, what you could also possibly do is what I did, I took profit targets and I just drew a line here from top to bottom. Um, of the previous candle. So what I'm going to do now is bring this right up to the red to green line, and if the average true range is accurate, maybe Netflix might only move maybe four, whatever this is. This is 359 to 373, so that's about 14 and a half points, is what this moved right here. But the average is about 13 and a half points, as you can see right here, where the average true range is here. So let's go back to the 5-minute chart, and actually I'll show you what I did. Let's go to the 2-minute chart. Actually, I'm going to remove the Bollinger Bands here. Let's go to all right. Trying to get to redraw some lines here. This so here's what I did today. At the open of Netflix, I knew I wanted to trade it long, and as it went up, it sort of bounced off here. I'm not going to trade the first, few minutes. And as it was going up, I said, okay, this is, looks like it's going up, but what I need is a retest of this low here, or maybe I need a retest of this 40% line. But what I saw was this 2-minute 100 SMA that it came down and bounced off of, went down, found support, right at 365-ish, and then it started going back up. Hit VWAP, came back down, ended green, and it looked like it was beginning to respect a 2-minute 100 SMA. So I took it long here with out of the money calls on Netflix, and I bought 4 contracts, like a 14 delta. And as it went up here, I think I scaled out of 2, then I scaled out of 1 more, and then 1 more up here, or something like that. And I was very pleased with that trade. Did really well. I didn't have this line drawn, which was actually sort of significant, because as you can see, for really the rest of the day, it did not make a higher high here. So having the ATR drawn here, at least the high of the ATR, might give you a little gauge on where you could possibly find resistance or the high of day, and that would help out quite a bit. So anyway, as it came down to the 50 simple moving average, you can see that it found support. I wanted to take it long, maybe down towards VWAP again to maybe go even higher. But I found support here. I said, hey, some of this looks pretty good. Let's try to go long again, right through here. And I think I went long here and then caught this move up. Was up, decently, 20, 30%. on options, but consequently, went right back down here, and this is where it got pretty interesting. Right when it got down to here, around this area, I stopped out with either a minor loss or a minor win. I can't remember. It was very, very minor. Um, and then I realized, hey, um, because it failed here pretty good and it didn't continue to push higher, possibly this might be setting up for an open gap strategy where the price action will ultimately come all the way down here and fill this gap. Okay, and this is the 40% line, and I know it opened up way above the 40% line, so I think it has like a I think a 50% chance of pulling back to here. And I've seen this pattern before where it goes up to the high, finds support, goes up, doesn't make a new high. And what I could do as it comes back up here, as long as it doesn't make a new high above here, which is high of day, uh, people could see it, getting some weakness, high of day, low of day. And man, if I can get in around up here somewhere, and this is the high, so if I get in, let's say at 373, and the high is 374.52, that's only a point and a half away. And if it begins to fail here, I could get short, risk a point and a half, and from 373, potentially get all the way back down to, red to green, let's say, or even this pre-market micro pivot at 359. That would be like, about 13 points. So with that kind of risk versus reward, I decided to take a trade. Um, and I know that we could find supported VWAP down here, which is this white line and pop up, but I would manage my risk, and if it didn't look good, I would just get out of the trade. But I couldn't not give this a shot because I've seen this pattern before of risking a point and a half to try to gain a bigger move. you know so anyway, the profit window is going to look like this. That's my potential profit window, I'm hoping. And what I'm risking is going to be from pretty much here to here. So that would be risk, and this is reward. So to me, that was a great risk versus reward. At least give it a shot here. So anyway, to tell you what happened, I'll just open this back up. I'll close this out, and I'll basically just tell you what happened. As the price action got up here and started to fail, I thought this was going to be the high. I got in here with my stop then because at that point I said, hey, if it can't even get back up to 373, I could then make this my stop right here, since it wasn't even going to make this new high. So I got short here, here-ish, and then I end up getting stopped out right at here. And I was watching it, and what ended up happening as it began to get weak again, I ended up getting short again through here. Probably right here, I probably got short. Either here or maybe even here. I can't really remember. But I knew once it got down here and once it broke VWAP, I was in good shape. And actually, as it broke down through here and it really crossed the 9 EMA here, things were looking good. It got below the 50. It was great. I knew it was going to find some support here at the 50 SMA. It tried to make a move. The sellers came in, pushed it down. It broke through the 50, and then once it snapped, and it closed below VWAP there, and then as soon as the next candle opened, it just boom, fired down with the 9 EMA pushing it down. And then basically it was, watching it go down for the rest of the day. I knew I was in good shape. And, it was just an absolutely beautiful trade. If you look at the 5-minute chart, I got out most of it here. I got out. I added back here and then took everything off here. And then so I didn't catch this last part from 363 down to 360. And nor did I catch this move, this really quick move back up from 360 back to 365. But anyway, that's about it. That's all I have. I hope this makes sense, and I hope that the lines that I drew made sense to you, and that you could actually see, the price action, along these technical lines, that I drew. Yeah. So anyway, if you have any questions, give me a call or ask me. And going back to this, yeah, if you like it, subscribe to my channel. And if you want to open up a Tastyworks account, you can use my referral code. And that's about it. Have a great night. Bye-bye.